Going to look at a really cool sort of rock blues style riff, and your end result is going to sound and look something like this. Change to D. Let's see what we're doing over there. Now, first of all, you've got your PDF, you've got your tab in front of you, and you've got your bass and your video ready. Okay, we're going to start off on the note A, which is at fret 5. My first finger is in the 5th fret, just to show you. There we go, fret number 5. And it's the note A, like we said, and we're going to base the riff on the pentatonic scale. So the notes we're taking are actually from the scale. For those that don't know the scale, just quickly, we're going to start again, like we said, on A, fret number 5, and we're going to go from fret 5 to fret 8. Next string, fret 5 to fret 7. Next string, 5 to 7 again. And we finish once more on 5 to 7. So this that I'm playing through now slowly is the A minor pentatonic scale. For those that aren't sure, try it with me once quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the riff that we've spoken of, or we demonstrated rather, is going to sound like this. Now I'm going to show more head-on what's actually happening with the fretting hand. We're going to start off, finger 1, fret 5 like we mentioned, double stroke, and then I bring the pinky down to the 7th fret on the 2nd string. So it's going to go. And then from there, first finger now comes down, you can see the movement, onto the 5th fret of the 2nd string. Remember, we always count from the bottom. This is string 1, string 2, string 3, and string 4. So slow motion again, 5, and then 7, 5. After that, a tiny pause, and we get 3 notes in a row that should sound like this. Now, I'm not too phased if you use your 3rd finger like I am now, or your pinky like this instead, or even a combination. 3rd, that's not important. The important part is the clarity and that you're comfortable with the selection of fingers you're using. We're not using the middle finger for this yet. Now, just quickly, this last 3 notes, fret 7 on the 3rd string, fret 5 on the 2nd, and fret 7 on the 2nd as well. So slow motion now, playing it through 2 and 3 and 4 and pay attention to the timing. The timing is really crucial. Your rhythm should sound like this. Got that rhythm? One more time. Da 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 da. And you can hear that rhythm in this. Da 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 da. And also on the video, you'll notice I put a bit of vibrato. To get the vibrato, all I do is I rest my side of my hand, this part of my hand here, actually on the side of the neck. So I'm actually sort of rolling my hand on that. You can see I'm not doing this. I'm freezing my hand, and the movement is from the wrist. So it's from the wrist behind here that I'm getting the vibrato. So when I want to add it, it's actually coming in from the wrist action. So don't do this. That's quite difficult, and it actually sometimes ends up being a string bend. And then the vibrato is also optional. I like the sound of it. And then you're going to have your... Okay, so one more time with me. Twice in a row. 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now on the structure of this, you need to go through the riff 4 times, and this riff we're going to refer to as the A riff because you're starting on the note A. Simple as that. The D riff starts on the note D. Now D, the note is found on the 3rd string, 5th fret, directly below the A note, which makes life easy. So all that happens for when we play the D riff, your you'll notice it's exactly the same thing. Everything has simply moved one string down. So what you've done here, that you started with, is now starting on the string below it. And the sequence remains the same. Now your progression or your sequence of the chords are quite important for a typical standard 12-bar blues, and in this case in the key of A. You're going to do 4 bars of A, so you do this 4 times. 4 times in a row. Then you change to D. Like we said, the note D is from the 5th fret on the 3rd string, and you do it twice. You do that twice. Then you come back to the A. We also play that twice, and then we have your change. You're going to go to E. Now E, you'll notice my hand moved up 2 frets. So I'm now at fret number 7. This is the note E. And the rest of the riff is the same. So to summarize, you've got a basic riff, basic sequence of fingers. The movement's the same. It's simply starting on different positions on your bass. Simple as that. So you're going to do 1 E, move back down to D, back up to the A on the top string, and then I change the last E a little bit, just because we can. Okay. Now, on the second loop, you'll notice it's got a riff that goes something like this. Now I'm going to sit and zoom out a bit there so you can hear it and see better. And it's a nice little leading chromatic riff. One more time. And what we've done over there is we're going to do 3 of these. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then from there, as you do this, I'll go to the D riff. I think the first time over there I did make a mistake. Please forgive me. Okay, so once you've done this, you're leading into the D. So basically your 4th A riff is being replaced by this chromatic run. 2, open 3, open 4, open, and then into your D riff. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get an overall view so you can see my picking hand as well. You'll notice my thumb is resting on the string that I'm not using. So if I'm starting on that string, then I sort of jump into an oblivious nowhere, or I rest my thumb on my pickup. I like resting on the pickup actually because it gives me some sort of location, some sort of position so that my hand doesn't accidentally drift. If I can feel my bass and I can feel my strings, I stand less chance of accidentally striking the wrong string. Now note if 1 or 2 of the new students to bass sometimes do this, please don't do that, because if you do this, you'll notice my first finger can't even get to the bottom string, and if I do, it's really, really uncomfortable. So please, for those that are new to bass guitar, let your bass be very close, or your thumb rather, very close to your bass guitar strings. And you'll notice my hand doesn't sort of open and close. My thumb tracks my finger as I go from string to string on the top. Now I'm going to play it the whole way through, including that, and you can see the techniques. Try and get a bit of a better view there. And are we ready for this? I will also send you a copy of the backtrack as well, so you can play along with it to make it a bit more fun as well, so you get a bit of a bass and guitar vibe with your playing. Makes it a bit more sort of personal and a bit more relative as well, I think. But enough talking, let's do this. Now comes the riff. Second time. Third time. Here we go. And there we go. Now, once you've got that going, you can be a bit more adventurous. And remember that scale that I said to you at the beginning, that A minor pentatonic, the scale, 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7. We can actually improvise and add your own embellishments or your own impromptu sort of improvisions. So you can go. And it could also sound pretty cool. Now, slow motion, what I'm doing there, I'm starting with the, and instead of going, I will go, or whatever I think at the time without actually even thinking, I will spontaneously play. So for example, that sounded pretty cool, or something like that. So there's no fixed rule what you can or have to do other than know your scales. So to finish off this bass jam, I'm going to sit and play it through one more time, and I'm going to add my own fills the whole way through. I'm going to focus now more onto your fretting hand again so you can see what's happening. Pay attention for the notes, and let's see what it sounds like. That sounded pretty sweet. So basically I was using that scale to create my own impromptu improvisational riffs. Now if you want a cool little exercise, try playing it through the scale but only picking each string once, which means you're going to work on hammer-ons. So you can see I pick the 5 and then I use my pinky to hammer on to the 8. So I didn't use him. Then I pick the 5 on the next string, I bring my third finger and I hammer on. Pick, hammer on. So slow motion, you can see it there. Pick, hammer, pick, hammer, pick, hammer, pick, hammer. Now when you descend, you use a technique called pull-offs. Pick, notice he's already in position and I flick him off. I go across to the next string, pick him, he's in position as well and he flicks off. So the first finger needs to be in position, otherwise I'm not going to get that note. And the pinky of course means I have to stretch a bit more, but pick, and you can see the pinky there on fret 8 and it flicks off to the first fret. So what you can do to get used to some nice legato and hammer-ons and pull-offs is try this. Pick, hammer, pick, hammer, pick, hammer, pick, hammer, and descending, pick, pull off, pick, pull off, pick, pull off, pick, pull off, and then build up your speed. Nice way to get going with that. If you want some more exercises on how to get your pentatonic scales working better, or you want to learn your other positions, like position 2 for example, position 3, and so on, let me know and I'll prepare a specially dedicated video for you on the other pentatonic positions for bass guitar. But until then, looking forward to hearing from you. Have a good jam and enjoy. Have a good week. Bye bye.